Okay. Oh, we're started. Okay. Um, hey, do what? Oh yeah, I got mine. I'm ready. Yep. Yeah, you're good this week. Hey everybody, welcome to ADP 420. What we'd like to do here is we like to smoke a little bit of weed and talk some football. And this week, Quentin doesn't have to worry about football. His team made playoffs. Not only did they make playoffs, they made the number one seed. They took two losses on the season, in what I would call one of the least impressive 15 wins teams I've ever. Mhm. That last one does kinda skew it a little bit. Yeah, but I think when people look back on this Chiefs season, especially if they three-peat, it's not gonna be a, "Wow, that was a really bad team." It's gonna be a, "Wow, it's crazy how lucky they got so many times," you know? Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, going forward. Yeah. Y Oh, this whole time I've just been talking to
No,
myself and
yours
it's
is
crazy,
yeah, yours is definitely in. Okay, there's mine.
just arguing with.
Yeah, you were arguing with nobody.
Uh, it says on YouTube that we're still waiting to go live.
Oh, that's not a bitch. Okay, fine. So it's not showing anything. Okay, I'm just gonna try this then. Stop. I'm stopping it. Then. Okay, we're back live.
YouTube that we're still waiting to go live. Nope, nope, I was wrong. Bo, you're mistaken. What have you done?
Oh no, we're back up though. Yeah, we're
All right,
back up
we're
now.
good.
Okay.
I gotta check your audio on this.
Hello, hello.
Oh yeah, your audio wasn't coming in.
Okay, but now it is.
Let me catch up. Nope, wrong. Bo, you're mistaken. What have you done?
Oh no, we're back
You're
up
on.
now.
You're
Okay,
on.
cool, cool, cool.
Boy, we look super professional.
Dude, we are. What are you talking about?
Um, uh, So, man, no, dude, I don't mean like going forward, like how are they going to beat Patrick Mahomes, that sort of thing. I mean, whenever people look back on this season, in like 5, 6, 7 years from now, they're going to be like, man, do you remember the three-peat season? Those guys got super lucky. It's crazy how they managed to pull that off.
I disagree. I think
Um,
I disagree. I think if we three-peat, people are gonna just realize how good Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are. Especially if we go through.
you already know how good they are.
No, but I mean, like, but it's not luck to win the three-peat if we had the season that we had, having close games, always managing the clock. Yeah, was there 3 or 4 games that we could have lost? Absolutely. But does that kick us out of the playoffs? No. We might have. There's a chance.
They just started the one seed.
Yeah, there's a chance we lose the one seed, and then who knows what happens. But at the same time, if we come through, I mean, the teams that we're going to be beating to get there is going to be other than the other than the Saints and the Texans, or the Steelers and the Texans, I think every other team in the playoff. I mean, any divisional rival is hard. So if we have to end up playing the Broncos or Chargers, that's gonna be a tough game because they're divisional. And then the Bills Ravens are both fantastic teams.
I mean, I just feel like the Chiefs. I'm not saying the Chiefs are bad. I'm not saying they fell ass backwards into the number one seed with a 15-win season. Um, but the fact that they managed to pull it together, I mean, that's not necessarily luck. You're right,
Yeah.
but um, I mean, the blocked kick, just so many stuff happened that it was just like I cannot believe that they pulled it off. I do think that their defense is underrated. I think their defense has helped a lot, and is a lot of the reason why the games were close to begin with, instead of just blowouts against them, or huge shootouts.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I am not part of the conspiracy that Kansas City is so good that they fixed the playoffs for themselves to get the Bengals knocked out. Uh,
No, I don't think so.
that but if that's Kansas City's, well, I'll say that's their second string team, and Denver was really fighting for it. So, you know, um, man, I said at the beginning of this season that Denver was my dark horse playoff team.
Yeah.
That's
No, you did. Yeah.
crazy.
That was your.
And you hated it.
I did. I
You
still do.
hated it. And it's too bad. Man, I what I worry about are Chiefs fans 10 years from now when Mahomes has moved on with his life to go be a dad or whatever,
Yeah.
make something of himself. Uh three-time Super Bowl winning MVP, whatever.
Yeah.
Um
Oh no.
but I have a feeling what might happen with since there are three AFC West teams in the playoffs now, I feel like what's going to happen is there's going to be a massive like power vacuum once
Yeah.
the Chiefs, when Andy Reid goes or Patrick Mahomes goes, and they're going to fall back down to earth at some point. It's not right now. We don't have to worry about that right now, but
Hmm.
at some point it's going to happen. And the rest of the AFC West is just going to be so built, you know, from then on because
Oh
they
yeah.
had to deal with Mahomes for a decade and a half.
Oh yeah, I can see the Chargers and the Broncos. Like, I mean, even obviously right now, I feel for the league. I didn't expect it to happen. I was also one of those people that's like, thank God, bad man's gone when Tom Brady left the league. And
Mm,
I didn't, and I do obviously like I'm enjoying it because why wouldn't I? But it also is kind of, there's so many teams that would be having success right now if it wasn't just for Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there hasn't been a lot of parity in the league for a
mm,
long time because of Tom Brady leaving and then Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Tom Brady, well, no, I would say Tom Brady and the Patriots, but it's really just Tom Brady. Right
yeah,
now, it's Tom Brady because Tom Brady went somewhere else and did it again. But there's so much like you know. I mean, it's yeah, winning Super Bowl winning quarterbacks in the last 8 years have been Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and Matt Stafford, and
in the last 8 years, Nick Foles is on there.
yeah, and Nick Foles. Yeah. So if you what seven takes out Nick Foles, right?
Yeah,
And then it
yes.
would just be would it just be am I wrong? Would it just be Tom Brady,
It'd be
Patrick
Tom Brady,
Mahomes,
Patrick Mahomes, and
and
that's
Matt
who was the
Stafford?
other? Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
And Matt Stafford, he deserved that. I would have to say that was one of the best, just like feel goods for the NFL Super
Oh
Bowls
yeah.
was the Rams Bengals one.
I
Just because
mean,
both neither of those teams had it, they both deserved it.
no,
You
Bengals
know?
didn't.
Yeah, they did. They haven't won a Super Bowl.
That doesn't mean they deserve it.
That's exactly what that
I
means.
gotta stop looking to my left. I gotta look at the camera since you're not
Oh yeah.
like doing this.
I'm so used to being there.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I
but
think I think it's been I do agree. I think that was really good for the league, but it also like I think if obviously that should have been the start of the three-peat for in my opinion, right? Like that's Chiefs beat those Rams for sure.
Oh my
I don't
god.
know what happened in the
We
second.
couldn't even beat the Bengals.
I don't know that second half of the Bengals game, man. That is, man. I
Ooh.
That was so crazy. We don't need to get into it. I just never understood seeing the as soon as he hit that pass to Tyreek Hill, it's just like I shot back in time, to like 2016, 2015.
It was that scene from Ratatouille.
Yeah, it was that I was like, oh, like damn, we totally got this game to immediately just yeah, exactly like, oh fuck, like this is why would you why just take the 3 points? That's so dumb, and then just whatever, I don't know, they adjusted really well, obviously, like they figured out whatever, I don't know what the second half was
Man,
just.
if the Bengals made the playoffs this year, you would be shaking in your little red and yellow booties.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. There's so many people that are like, "Oh, what are you talking about?"
They're just mad. The Bengals.
Like
The thing is, the Bengals just have it out for the
I don't
Chiefs.
think I will agree. I don't think like the Chiefs themselves. There's no shot. They did not throw that game to keep the Bengals out. I don't think that I think that most football players have the same mentality that Travis Kelsey. I don't know if you saw the video or not of him where he's just like, I'm not scared of anybody. He said, I want to play the best of the best right after each other. Like I want to slay them like dragon after dragon, just like Mortal Kombat style, And he's
Is
like,
this something that Travis Kelsey said?
yeah, he said we can have a
And
game after the season in the parking lot. I don't care. Like I'm not scared
that
of any.
CTE is kicking in quick.
Yeah. But
Oh
no,
no.
and I get it. Like I don't think that any of the team, like they're all, I don't think that I'm sure that there are players on the that weren't playing that were like, yeah, fuck the Bengals, like they're glad they didn't get in. But I don't think any of them wanted to lose 31-0, And I don't
Yeah.
think I don't think a lot of them cared because we had the bye anyway, so they still had to get through Buffalo.
Yeah. Um. So,
I
any
don't
other
know.
games this last week? Oh,
Yeah, so we
we
could go over the
mentioned
games.
the
Yeah,
Green.
we
Yeah.
haven't talked about any of them. So the big games
Let's
that
say a lot of
happened.
them. No, we mostly started with Kansas City,
Yeah,
and on the other, we accidentally misstarted a stream earlier. Oops. But
yeah,
we mentioned the Green Bay Chicago game, and there were some injuries on Green Bay's side that didn't
yeah,
work too much in their favor. Um, and that has playoff problems because now Christian Watson's not going to be there.
yeah,
Jordan Love is practicing, so is Jalen Hurts. So both teams are going in with the best of their units.
yeah.
Um, but other games last week that
Houston,
had
yeah,
playoff things,
I mean, Houston ending the slide is kind of good for them. Um,
man, it's about time. I was kind of getting worried there for a
oh, I
second.
mean,
It was almost
I
close.
don't think they win a playoff game. And I think
No, well,
TJ Watt's
they're
gonna
up
be
against the
really upset.
Steelers,
No, they're not
right?
now.
No.
No, now they're up against the Chargers.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah, they're not
Yeah,
winning a playoff game.
yeah,
Um, oh yeah, Minnesota and Detroit. Honestly, I kind of figured that Detroit had it.
38-0. Ugh.
So yeah, yeah. I mentioned 34-0 in the
I thought it was
chat, and I
31.
didn't realize I'd gotten it wrong. But
Yeah,
I noticed that you were going to correct me and
I thought it was
didn't want
31.
to.
I thought it was 31-0.
I didn't realize it was 38. I thought it was
Yeah.
34.
Ugh, I stopped watching. Oh, they cut it off. Yeah, they literally shut the game off to switch to the LA game.
We can't expose the Swifties to the horrors of a
Man,
blowout.
that was so sad. I was like, I wasn't like, it wasn't like I was like enthusiastically into the game, like, yeah, let's go Chiefs. But I mean, I was still like, interested in watching how some of, like the line did and stuff like that. So it was a little disappointing that they shut it off. I mean, it's always, I could have streamed it, but
I'm I
damn.
I probably wouldn't watch if the Eagles are getting blown out and it's like 35-0 and there's only like a couple minutes left in the last. I just don't. I know I'm a fan. I like the team, but I also have a finite amount of time on this earth,
Yeah.
and I know that we're not going to come back. And I want to enjoy my time here. And I'm just like, I'll just watch the other game. I already know we lost. It
Yeah.
sucked. You know,
Nah, but I still want to
doesn't
watch my
make me
team
less of a
play. I
fan.
don't know, because I guess because it had no implications other than Denver getting in. Like, obviously, I started out watching like, oh man, it'd be really funny if Carson Wentz did a thing. Like,
Yeah,
wouldn't it be
yeah.
funny if he kept the Broncos out of the playoffs? And then Miami losing would have made it less funny because I don't want to see I didn't want to see the Bengals in the playoffs.
Man,
But yeah, I think
let's
that's
say alternate universe, Carson Wentz pulls it off, beats the Bengals, Miami still loses, and beats the Broncos, and Miami loses. Bengals make playoffs. Is Joe Burrow an MVP conversation at that point?
he should be. Absolutely. I mean, he has had a he's leading the league in passing yards, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, like he's leading. I know, like where he led the league. I guess I should say now. I know, obviously Josh Allen didn't play against New England. Lamar played. Uh, I thought
man,
that was kind of crazy that they were.
Derrick Henry almost got 2,000 yards again.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that they were keeping Lamar in for so long. He was taking hits too, like into the third. But
They want him to get MVP again, so they were
yeah,
making sure that he had the stats for it.
yeah.
It's good
Well,
for him. It's good for the franchise. You know,
yeah,
they're already in the playoff conversation. They're not getting the number one, so they're just trying to get whatever win that they can. And getting MVP for their star quarterback is a pretty good win for the team, I think.
yeah. I think so. I think that I don't know. I don't know if they give it to Josh Allen this year. It's gonna be interesting. I think they're gonna give it to Lamar. I think Lamar's had a fantastic year. I think it's crazy
They
not to give it to him, but I do think that this might be Josh Allen's like, what does he have to do to get it? Like, just give it to him year.
well, first, in my opinion, he's got to rush for 2,000 yards,
Yeah.
which is something that no one else did. And there were
Yeah.
plenty of quarterbacks who threw the ball a couple times, had some touchdowns, maybe ran a couple
I mean,
yards. Yeah, good for
even
Josh Allen, good for Lamar, but Saquon had 2,000 rushing yards.
I think if Saquon broke the record, he would have got MVP. I think they would have given it to him if he broke the record. Especially because
I
wasn't he doing it with better yards per carry?
He did it with less yards, yeah, or less carries, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if he would have gotten it, I think and with better yards per carry, I think they'd give him MVP.
Man,
But I don't know. With Derrick
that'd be
Henry
nice.
almost
I
breaking
really, I really don't
2,000.
think, I really don't think Saquon's getting MVP. If I
No,
had to,
he's
it
not
really is a
now.
coin toss. It really is a coin toss between Lamar and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Um,
Which it's crazy.
they're
I
gonna.
really think it. I think if Joe Burrow makes the playoffs, he's a shoe in for MVP. But it's just hard with the way Lamar Jackson. It's so easy to throw in for MVP because of the way he runs, and it's like
Mhm.
no other quarterback is doing that really.
But they're
And
not winning Super Bowls. They're not
yeah,
appearing in Super
exactly.
Bowls. It's not
Yeah,
resulting in the championship.
but
Whereas
neither
Josh
is
Allen's giving his team a fighting chance.
Josh Allen's never. Josh Allen's made it just as far as Lamar.
True,
They
that's
both
right.
made it to AFC championships.
And what happened?
Lost to Patrick Mahomes every time.
Who? Why
And
isn't Mahomes
and
in the MVP
that's
conversation?
why
Is
I
it just
think
because the stats are good?
Joe Burrow should have gotten MVP if he made the playoffs.
If
But
Joe Burrow makes playoffs and Saquon breaks the record, who gets MVP then?
I still think Saquon should get it.
Yeah.
I think if they both make it, I think that I don't. I think that it should go to Saquon because I think if you're breaking a record, and even though people are 17 games, but it's less yards per carry.
Yeah.
So, or I mean more yards per carry. So
I mean, OJ did it in less games than uh, Dickerson did. So he did it in 14 games. Dickerson did it in 16
yeah,
games,
exactly.
and
And
Saquon did it in
yeah,
17 games.
but it's been
No,
so
16 games. He even played the 17th game.
yeah, and it's been so long, and there's been people who have almost broken it. So the fact that like someone actually does break it, even if it's taking 17 games, like I think the yards per carry just nullifies that in my opinion. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm not voters. I've never there's been years when I thought I don't think Lamar Jackson should have got a second one. I don't think. I'm thinking the
I think. Well, I think whatever. I think Saquon is a shoe in for Offensive Player of the Year, but I feel bad for whoever doesn't win MVP because they shouldn't have Offensive Player of the Year. You know,
yeah.
uh, they just didn't get MVP that year.
Yeah, I
But the offensive player of the year was 1000% Saquon. I want to see Lamar do a backwards hurdle over somebody.
yeah.
You know,
I
let's see
agree.
that.
I agree. I think Saquon did a lot, but I also think that in what MVP, in my opinion, what MVP should also stay. I think Saquon right now because he didn't break the record. I just but it's most valuable player, and I think it's hard to give it to anybody for. I think Josh Allen deserves it for that reason because I think that the Bills are just like a two-win team without Josh Allen. But like without
Yeah,
Lamar Jackson, with Derrick Henry still, like I think the and in their division, like the Ravens could probably have made the Super Bowl. Or I'm
does the
sorry, the
presence of
playoffs.
Derrick Henry diminish Lamar Jackson? Uh,
For
because
MV,
it
for the
sounds like
MVP, I think it
yeah,
should. I think it
yeah.
should. But I don't like that's not the way that the award is chosen every year. It's never like that. It's not like actually like most valuable player to that team. It's just best stats of a QB. Or if a RB breaks a record or has a crazy year, like because didn't AP get it?
By the way, I'm looking at the odds for MVP, and Josh Allen is the favorite to win.
Yeah, he still is the favorite. He should get
Oh,
it.
then Josh Allen, yeah, I agree because, like you said, without him, they're a two-win team. The Ravens have Henry. You know, uh, who do you think is up for Defensive Player of the Year? There's only two.
Um,
You
Trey
don't know defensive
Hendrickson.
players as well,
Oh yeah, I was probably Trey
huh?
Hendrickson. I was watching that game and yeah, they were talking about how he had 17 and a half sacks and the rest of the team had 18. I was like, damn.
This year, it looks like it's between Patrick Surtain, who's the favorite to win, and TJ Watt.
Oh really? That's not gonna go. They don't give it to like
Yes.
Oh, I guess yeah. They usually give it to pass rushers, or I mean, or yeah. Why TJ Watt?
I don't know. He's just so I guess he's just really good and very popular. I don't watch the Steelers at all this year.
Trey Hendrickson.
Uh oh God, huh?
Oh, he has 6 forced fumbles. TJ Watt does. He's leading the league in
That's
forced
pretty good,
fumbles.
man. That's good.
Yeah.
Who do you think's up for comeback player of the year? There's two.
Oh, Darnold,
This one's such a
and
gimme. Yeah, it's Arnold.
I'm trying to think of the other who would be not Jameis. I
No,
don't know. He got benched. Who?
it's Joe. It's Joe Burrow.
Oh, I thought comeback player was like.
If it
I thought it was like if your team was bad, and like or you did bad, and then you had a good year.
uh if they won, he would be in he would be the favorite to win. Actually, if they had made playoffs, but since they didn't, it's Sam Darnold, whose
Yeah,
team did make playoffs.
gotcha. That's weird that it would be Joe Burrow. 'Cause didn't they make the playoffs last year?
Um, who? Joe Burrow?
Yeah, the Bengals.
I don't think so. Didn't they get not? I don't think they made playoffs last year.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, let's get into the games.
Um,
We can get into the games.
before I just also want to say, the other this is from SI Sports Illustrated that says the other major award markets, offensive and defensive rookie of the year, coach of the year, and offensive player of the year are pretty much set.
Mm.
Can you think who do you think they are?
For coach of the year, I mean, I think it should be Andy,
Yeah,
but
who's coach of the year?
it's probably gonna be Washington's coach.
No,
Oh really?
it's Vikings coach.
Oh yeah, that
Do you want
makes
me to give you
sense.
more than one guess? I'll give you more than one guess. Who do you think is offensive rookie?
Oh, Jaden Daniels.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
which I think is unfortunate because I think Brock Bowers went off this year, and there
Like,
was a lot of really good wide receivers.
yeah, Brock Bowers, Bo
So
Nix could have had it too.
Bo Nix, yeah.
Mm.
Like I'm just like Jane Daniels, yeah, he was really good, and I do think, but I'm also just like that race should be a lot closer than they're making it out to be. Um,
I think it's hard when he had such a
then
good
the
beginning.
other one, which I don't know who. Oh yeah, he had a really good start. Um,
Okay.
The defensive rookie is Jared Verse. I didn't know if you were gonna guess that one at all. Also, I just wasn't gonna. He's a really fast cat out of I forgot where he was from. I remember I mocked him. I found my old mock drafts from last year. Uh, and I had him going close to where he went, which was almost top 10.
Nice.
And offensive player of the year is negative or 10,000 Saquon Barkley.
Yeah,
He
Saquon's
is
pretty good.
just so expected to win. Oh, and they say here that Jaden Daniels, the betting market for him being offensive rookie of the year had been taken down
Mm,
because he's just a sure shot to win. And that's so like I said, that's unfortunate because there were huge guys this year. All right, let's get into the games.
okay. We got first one we'll talk about Broncos Bills. So yeah,
So
Broncos going to the Bills. I mean, yeah, oof. Um, I think Josh Allen's gonna get this one. But I don't know. I could actually see Broncos coming in and winning the game.
yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is like I think this might actually be a shock to the system for the Bills, uh, because they do have Patrick Surtain, I believe. He's the
Hmm.
number one defensive. He might be defensive player of the year, lockdown corner. You know, Amari Cooper. You're not going to see him much. Um, and it's going to be up to Josh Allen and his legs. And I think Sean Payton is a defensive mastermind. He is a consistent playoff team. His defenses get him to the playoffs, and that's why he is the head coach. That's why they sought after him. And I think the Broncos might actually um, put that work in on the Bills.
See what's the
Now,
spread.
I'm so certain the Bills are the favorite to win,
They are.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, but I really could see the Broncos just kind of, kind of just picking it along, short yard gains, lockdown defense, keep turning the ball over, or you keep forcing turnovers from the Bills. I'm going to give it to the Broncos this game. I know I've been a Bronco guy this whole fucking season, but yay, man, it's been working. Look where they are.
Yeah, I'm still gonna take the Bills at home. I mean, I just think, yeah, they're still a good team. I mean, it's not like I think this is gonna be a fun game though. But yeah, I don't know. I think Josh Allen's still gonna do Josh Allen things. I don't think anything's gonna really stop him, and it's just gonna come down to better coaching. And well, with Peyton, I mean, I do think Peyton's probably a better coach than McDermott.
Hmm. I say McDermott might just blow the game.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
He
That'll
might
be
do some
interesting. Yeah.
weird shenanigans that cost him yards and time, and the Broncos just knock the ball down when Josh Allen throws it, and that's the game.
Three timeouts left.
I do think, huh?
I said three timeouts left.
Yeah, not use any of them.
Yeah, saving them for the next game.
Um, they say the Bills might be going in overconfident is another thing. They are the number two seed. They did really good this year. Their quarterback is the favorite to win MVP. They might be looking at the Broncos and being like, these guys are number like the last seed. They barely snuck it in. This could have been the Bengals, guys. So let's take it easy.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to just? I think I'm getting a little bit of like connection issues because I'm streaming out my screen too. Do you mind? Do you want to just pull up the matches on your on your screen
Yeah, I'll do that.
so I can? Yeah, because I think it's like causing it to just stop. It's making it a little bit.
My connection is not great. by the way.
That's
We
fine.
we just we all knew that going into this. I figured I was hoping I'd be a little blocky, and sometimes I cut out, but I know
No,
that I am long-winded and I talk a bunch sometimes.
no, you're doing fine. It's just, honestly like I mean, the sound's coming in great. I don't know how synced up it is to the audio, but or to the video, but I mean, you sound fine. Oh, I should close this.
So who do you? So you have the Bills at home. I have the Broncos. That's Sunday noon game, CBS.
Yeah,
Um, Next one, what do you have over there? I have the Chargers and the Heat and the Texans.
yeah. Talk about Chargers Texans.
Okay.
Oh, that's the. Oh, that was the. Yeah, this
Who
is
do
the
you?
11th. I pulled up the Sunday game, not the Saturday. These are Saturday games, right?
Yes, these are the Saturday games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. I got Chargers for sure.
I got Chargers.
Yeah, I don't know. That's an easy pick for me. I don't think that nothing
Yeah,
against Texans. I just don't think that they're really they're not a strong team. I think they're just you know I don't know. They had some
they won their division.
they
The
well
stuff was
they had an
on.
easy schedule. I think they weren't a first place. They were coming off of being a fourth place team, right? And then they came into this season coming of first place. So I do think they had a harder schedule than they were really like ready for. But
Hmm.
they're at home.
Well, they
Um,
still made playoffs. Still made playoffs with it though.
yeah,
So
I know. Yeah, they made playoffs. I think I just don't think that I just yeah, I think the Justin Herbert's just gonna come in and probably unless because unless the Chargers somehow I just don't think that I think uh with Harbaugh they're not gonna Charger, but they could.
yeah,
They could
they could
Charger.
still charge her.
They could still
Well, the thing
Charger,
is about the
but
Chargers, what a lot of people, pundits, have pointed out about the Chargers is their defense is the highest score. It's the best defense in the league.
yeah.
Um, and I didn't see that coming. But I guess when Derwin James and Joey Bosa stay healthy the whole damn time, that's what happens.
Well, at least they made the playoffs because I think the last time they're still the only number one offense and number one defense to not make the playoffs in history, NFL history. So they'll always hold that flag high.
It happens,
I don't think it's ever going to happen again.
and I
But
noticed that you bring that up as
yeah,
often as we bring up the season where there wasn't a single wide receiver touchdown for the Chiefs. You know,
uh, but yeah, I
but
think Lad McConkey, I didn't realize that he got to 1150.
yeah, and you got so mad at me whenever I mocked him to the Chiefs.
No,
You're like,
I
no,
just
it's got to be Adonai Mitchell.
no,
I want Adonai Mitchell.
I did want Adonai Mitchell. I still want someone tall. I want like I just want someone. But he's doing the same thing. He's just doing it with tight ends instead. With Watson and Gray and
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I mean Noah Gray kind
I
of
just
had a
want like
kind
a
of had a big year. That
he had a decent year. Yeah, he had a good year. I mean,
he had
everybody
a, he
had.
had, I think he had a career year, right?
I mean, probably, but I haven't looked honestly. I couldn't
Um,
tell you off the top of my
but
head if it was career or not, but I know, like, I think he had like
he was just a lot. He was a
400.
lot more involved this year than he has been. I can say that much. Um, the Chargers, I think the Chargers have it. I think their offense has it. I do like Lad McConkey. I had him on my fantasy team. He helped get me to the playoffs. I lost, but I still think that all of this is Jonathan Taylor's fault. But it was so insulting how he gets hurt, for most of the year, and then he pops up and has these huge games in the playoffs when I'm already eliminated.
That's just what JT does, man. He gets hurt and then just comes back and
I
does
can
JT things.
I, I cannot draft him next year.
No.
I really hope Backus doesn't keep Saquon. I know that he will,
I'm still
but
stuck because I don't know if I should.
I'm not doing any keepers.
I,
One of
I
my keepers gonna be Jalen Hurts.
mine's
Second round.
mine's probably still gonna be Bijan, but with having Henry, it's hard. But since we're PPR, it just makes sense for Bijan because he.
It makes a lot more sense for Bijan. I between those two, yeah, I would do Bijan, even if it wasn't PPR. Having Derrick Henry on your roster just feels good, you know. But you need if he's going to be your number one guy, he's going to have to get them catches
Yeah,
because otherwise he's going to have games where he has 20 carries for 30 yards and that's it.
maybe if I'll get a better pick this time too. No, we just get him
I
back
hope
again.
not. I really want to do well this year. I don't want all you guys to do badly.
Thank you. But yeah,
No problem.
anything else about the Chargers Texans? Yeah, I think yeah, Ladd McConkey 1150
Is is there
yards
is there a
receiving, 7
universe?
touchdowns.
Is there a universe where the Texans win this one?
Oh yeah, I think so. I think there's
You know,
definitely a possibility, but I
do
don't
the Chargers
know
just charge it
who's
straight from Jump
been.
Street?
Let's see. They got another tight end. Got uh, someone coming back. They have a bunch of people. Full injury report. It looks like they're mostly healthy, other than who they already have on IR. But I don't know who's left for the Texans on the receiving core.
Um, Nico Collins is back, right?
Is he?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me go full injury report. Let's see. Uh, oh yeah. Yep.
Oh, they said I believe they have John Mechie and
Mechie's
is
questionable,
that am I looking at Deontay Johnson here?
but he practiced fully. I'll just look at the injury report
Oh,
instead of the roster.
they're bringing out the beaten corpse of Robert Woods.
Uh,
That guy has had a lot. He's been around for a long time, and
I
he gets hurt a lot.
I think there's definitely a possibility that they can win the game. Like I said, I mean it's the Chargers.
Yeah,
I mean
true.
that's what the Chargers do. So I think they could definitely throw the game and look like shit. I mean,
If the Texans if the Texans make it to the AFC Championship game, can we continue to say that they're fraudulent this year?
no, because
Well,
they would
what,
have
like
to
what
go
happened there in
through.
the middle of the year?
They have to beat
That'd
the
be crazy.
Chiefs. So then, no, I don't think that you could say they're fraudulent if they beat the
Well,
Chiefs.
no, if the Broncos beat the Bills, the Broncos play the Chiefs,
Oh yeah, true, true, true. Or if the Steelers beat the
and in my
Ravens.
mind, the Broncos are winning that game. So,
Yeah. True. Okay, so
but if the Bills win, then
okay. Well, then they would most likely they'd have to. Okay, so they'd have to play the Ravens.
and that brings us to the next game, the
But anyways,
Steelers and
yeah,
the Ravens.
Steelers and the Ravens. Ravens at home. Ravens. I don't.
I
Come on,
I have Ravens too.
come on.
I don't think that the Steelers team has
No.
it. I thought they did. There for a second, I thought the Steelers might be able to do something.
Yeah.
If they won those last two games of the season going into this would be a completely different conversation.
Look, they played. They had a rough. I don't. What was their last game? They played. Let me look. Let me look. Schedule. Oh, Cincinnati. Yeah, they had a rough 4 weeks. To be fair, they played four, well, three, if not four playoff. The Cincinnati, I think, looked obviously was doing great. They beat them 44-38. But when they played Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bengals. So I mean,
Hmm.
that's a rough
That
stretch.
is pretty tough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
but
I probably
even so, I think I just don't think that. Yeah, Baltimore beat them 34-17. They beat Baltimore 18-16. I don't know what happened there. I didn't watch that game, but let's see. But yeah, looks like a oh, that was I. There was some interesting stats. I saw some. Justin Tucker's the first kicker for the Ravens with under 75 75% completion rate.
Man, it's crazy to see all of the greats become washed.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. But hey, he
it
kind of got it
happens.
together towards the end of the season, didn't he? He just
I
had a
think
he had a rough middle.
I think he should retire because he's already a first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, and any additional years that he tacks onto this only diminish that.
Yeah, true.
But if he's, it's not my call. If he thinks he still got it, if he thinks he can come back next year and be like, "Hey, man, I was just dealing with some shit," then yeah, whatever. Let's see it.
Yeah,
Kickers can play until they're in their 50s and shit. How long did Mort Anderson play?
I have no idea. You're asking the wrong guy at the
Uh,
wrong time.
he played for the Chiefs.
I, I'm telling, I don't. I have no idea. That was before my time.
How long did Mort Anderson play?
I'm too high to remember the first kicker on my
25
kicker.
seasons.
What what would that be like into the 70s or something, or into the 90s?
He played from 1982 to 2007.
2007. Yeah, that would have been like a year before I really started watching because I went to the game. Or no, I guess 2006 was when I went to my first game. So yeah, he would have been the kicker then.
He was a longtime kicker for the Saints. Then he played for the Falcons for a few years. Then it was the Giants. Then he played for the Chiefs from 2002 to 2003. Then it was the Vikings. Then he went back to the Falcons from 2006 2007. I guess something happened around that
Okay, so
time that
then
they
he wasn't the kicker. He wasn't the kicker on the Chiefs when I watched. I started
no, it
watching.
would have been he was the kicker a few years before.
I started really watching in 2006. That's when I went to my first game. It was the Larry Johnson year. Old LJ. But anyways,
He sank a 63 yarder, I think, is what I'm reading here. All right.
but yeah,
So,
I got Ravens at home. I don't see them. I don't see them losing this one. I don't know how. George Pickens and Russell Wilson have been. I watched that last game. They were. I don't know. I couldn't tell. I think it was Russ, not George Pickens, but it was bad. And Pickens did drop a couple, I think, too. But Russell Wilson was just. I don't know. In the Chiefs game, he didn't look great. So yeah,
all right.
I just don't see them.
Uh, I could see it if the Steelers defense just locked down Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. If they
Yeah,
just turn their off, that is the only way that Steelers can win this. But if they don't, then Ravens are just going to take off with it. I don't think the Steelers will be able to keep up. But
yeah,
if somehow, if they're just like, hey, we just keep strip sacking Lamar and we just keep controlling the clock, that's all we're doing. And then boom, it's a 12 to 7 game.
yeah.
Chris Boswell will score,
I don't know though.
field goal.
I just don't think that you can stop Derrick. I think the problem with I think they kind of got it figured out now for the most part. I just don't think the Steelers are good enough to stop Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, I think the Ravens have
The
this,
options are
but
too
the
much
path to
for them.
victory is through the Steelers defense.
Oh no, absolutely. Yeah, you have to be able to. I think if you shut down Derrick Henry and you can, it's just Lamar's gotten so much better at throwing. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It's weird. I think Lamar Jackson doesn't have as good of a year without Derrick Henry either. Like I mean, man, but 1921 for their offense is going nutty.
Yeah, it's not 2000, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I think Isaiah Likely's going to get a lot of targets this game.
Nah, it's good. Mark Andrews is about to have a game.
Um,
Poor likely. He had that one game at the beginning of the year, and he was like the number one waiver and shit. And I was just like, dude, he's not gonna do that again.
uh, I think he's going to have a big game. Zay Flowers out for the game.
Zay Flowers is the first wide receiver for the Ravens to ever make the Pro Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah, can you believe that?
I would not have if you told me that Ravens never had a wide receiver to the Pro Bowl. That's pretty crazy.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's considering like the Flacco years.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
All right. Do you want to switch over to the NFC?
Um. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So the Detroit Lions have the bye. They won it from the Vikings. Pretty
Yeah.
good game.
Oh yeah. They
Uh,
smoked the Vikings.
oh yeah. They just ran away with it. The Vikings looked not great. I'm shocked that Kevin O'Connell is looking to be the coach of the year whenever it's like Dan Campbell is right there, you know?
Yeah.
But I think it's just the war because I went into the season, I had discounted the Vikings. I said that they weren't going to do it. I think I said it was going to be the Lions, the Packers, and maybe the Bears.
Yeah. No. I think that's why he's getting Coach of the Year is because no one really thought that Sam Darnold was gonna
Yeah.
bring the Vikings
I
to.
think we all thought that that was the consensus pick was that the Vikings were going to be going into this being nobodies.
Yeah.
And they are looking at being they have a playoff berth. They're
Yep.
looking at it. They could have a deep run too.
Yeah.
But
Do
um,
you want to start with the Sunday and then talk about the Viking Rams last, or do you want to just talk about the Vikings Rams?
we'll start on Sunday.
Okay.
So the first game and the best game that I'm going to enjoy this weekend
Well, will
is going to be the
you?
Packers and the Eagles. Yeah, I am. I'm kind of feeling that I think we're in it. I think we're okay. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to be. He's had a couple weeks off. He's had time to kind of, get it together and get through protocol and kind of, start working with the offense. Everybody started practicing again this week.
Hmm.
So we're going in with a full strength unit. Our defense is the second best defense in the league behind the Chargers. And we really turned it on the second half of the season. Um, that first half we didn't look great, but after the bye week, that's when we figured it out and we just started. We got it. We got it now. The Packers, I think they've had a rough year. I think they're tired. I wouldn't say they're demoralized, but I do think that they're kind of beat up, And I think that they knew that they were going to make playoffs. I think that that's really was the goal in Green Bay, and I think they achieved that. And I think that they're not going to be going into this with the same sort of hunger that the Eagles are.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the Eagles are they're mad because they didn't get the one seed. They've been called fraudulent. People wanted Nick Sirianni fired. I think that they kind of got that same sort of 2017 mindset of being like, even though we're doing really good, we're kind of the underdog, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, it just kind of, yeah. You guys had some
What do you
bad.
have? Do
You
you have
had
the
some.
Packers?
No, no. I think the Eagles take it. I think that the Eagles had some bad losses. Like the losses that they had weren't like it's just really that Tampa Bay one. I think a lot of people are like, wow, really,
That threw
who's
up a
this
lot
team?
of questions. That
And
that one sucked. That
and
was
Jalen
hard.
Hurts hasn't had like a fantastic year. Um, he hasn't had an awful year by any means. But like he threw for 2,900 yards. You know,
He's
um,
not an MVP conversation,
yeah, no,
even though he's
but
number two
but
seed.
yeah, but the team's 14 and
That's to
3,
say something.
so you know
Yeah.
who cares? But I think the Eagles take it. I don't. It's interesting. It's the matchup predictor according to ESPN Analytics is 51.2% for the Eagles. So slight
Wow.
favorites.
That's way close.
Yeah, the spread though right now is 5.5.
Okay.
So
Man. Just by a touchdown, really, then?
yeah,
Man. Well, I hope we got it. I do think that we'll win, but I thought the Packers were going to do well. I would much rather play the Packers than the Buccaneers again. The Buccaneers just have it out for us, man. That was my big fear that going into last weekend was the Buccaneers were going to get we're going to get beat and
yeah,
go down, and we would have to play them.
yeah, and then they
Um,
just tear you
they
up.
just they beat us in the playoffs. They beat us earlier this year. The Buccaneers just have our number, and I'm just like, man, no, thank you. I just don't want to play them. Please Go Commanders. I would rather play the Commanders again in a rematch game. We'd be motivated for that. I don't think we'd be as motivated against the Buccaneers. We'd just go into that being like, God damn, dude, you guys again? Um, but I think we got this one.
I think so too.
The next Sunday game is Commanders Buccaneers. This one's going to be a shootout. This one's going to be whoever has the ball last.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. You know, I think obviously uh, this is people have been talking about it that it's Evans Lattimore.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
I mean, they might both just
it's
get
gonna be
ejected in the first.
yeah, gonna be
So
fun. Gonna be a fun game to watch for sure. I'm excited. It's always fun to watch. But yeah, I think I honestly I think I'm gonna give it to the Bucks. I think you know, Commanders. I don't know. I just they've been getting some good wins too, though.
the
Oof.
Commanders,
Yeah,
I think, I think the Commanders are going to want it more. They have more to prove. You know, the
yeah,
Buccaneers are good, but Mike Evans could get thrown out in the first quarter, and then who's Baker Mayfield going to throw it to? Um, I just feel like the Commanders are just more prepared. They just have a better roster right now. I think the Buccaneers have taken a hard season, have been beat up too much,
yeah.
and I hope the Commanders win. But this could go either way for me.
Interesting.
I'll say the Commanders.
You're a big Commanders fan, huh?
Uh, yeah, right now. I'm just terrified. I'm shaking in my little Kelly Green booties,
Of
you
the
know, because I'm
Buccaneers,
scared of
huh?
Tampa Bay.
Fair
Yeah,
enough. But no, yeah, I think the Bucks take it at home. I think Baker gonna bake, you know. So
man. Well, luckily that means we won't have to play them, right?
shouldn't.
No, wait. Yeah, we're gonna. If the Buccaneers win, we're gonna have to play them.
No, if the Buccaneers win, you'll play the well, it depends on if oh no,
Well,
yeah. No, you're right. Yeah.
Lions are playing whoever wins between Vikings and Rams.
Yeah. But yeah, if Commanders win, Commanders play the Lions, but if Bucks win, the yeah, Rams Vikings winner. So yeah, you'd have to play the Bucks if they win.
I'd rather play the Commanders.
Yeah. I think
But
that
we wouldn't play the Commanders. We'd play the Lions, or we'd play the Vikings or the Rams. So whoever's from there. I'd rather play one of those two teams than the Buccaneers, man.
yeah.
Um, so uh,
Well,
Monday night, Rams Vikings.
yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
Taking the Rams.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I kind of feel like the Vikings got exposed a little bit, as being a little more fraudulent. You know,
they've had some close wins throughout, but yeah, I don't know. I think the
if Sam
Rams.
Darnold loses this game for the Vikings, do they keep him?
No.
They let him go. If he
Yeah,
throws three
absolutely.
interceptions for 50 yards and
They go to JJ McCarthy instantly. They
okay,
say, "Hey, I hope you get a contract somewhere else, or if you want to stay as a backup to
but we
McCarthy."
got to develop a young quarterback now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not
Yeah,
like Sam Darnold's old, but
no, but that he chokes in the playoffs. He's had a history of bad performances, and he now has one good season.
yeah,
So Um, he could if the Vikings win this game, that question will not be answered. If the Vikings lose this game, this question get answered within a couple days.
yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely. But I think no matter what,
Right.
I think that they try and, I don't know. Yeah, I think the whole plan was to start JJ McCarthy anyways, right? Wasn't he starting and he just got injured
uh, he played a preseason game.
and just got
They went
injured?
into the season with Sam Darnold.
No, I mean he
Because
was
that
in,
was the main reason I had discounted him. Sorry, what?
but JJ McCarthy got injured, right? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, but I don't know if they were going to start him. He got hurt during a preseason game.
I thought people were saying that they were going to, but I don't know, maybe not.
Well, it could have gone. It could have gone either way. I think it was just going to be a tryout essentially.
Yeah,
You know, or whoever which one. You
yeah.
know.
But yeah, I think if they win a playoff game, why get rid of him? You know,
Yeah.
he had a good year,
Um.
4,300 yards, 35 touchdowns. I mean, can't be
The
mad about it.
what the question is really if the Vikings offense defense can keep up with the Rams offense because the Rams offense everybody's healthy and they're firing on all cylinders. You know they have Kyron, they have Puka, they have Cooper, and they got Matty chunking the ball.
I think
So
I re
everybody's full strength.
I really think the Rams take it, honestly. Yeah,
I kind of I kind of feel like the Rams take this one. It's going to be a big shocker about the Vikings drop off.
yeah. I mean, it's,
You
the
know,
first time a 14-3 team has had to play an away game, and then people are gonna like try and argue that home field advantage for the first round should be um, based on record and not, seed. Blah blah blah.
but they have division games
Oh,
ranked
this
higher. That's
is interesting. I forgot this is a neutral site.
oh, that's
Because
right. Yeah.
yeah,
Damn. Well, it wouldn't have been otherwise, so now they won't have that excuse.
yeah.
Man, that's unfortunate. I really hope everybody's okay out there.
Oh yeah.
The
I mean,
winds are just crazy.
it happens. It's just like a 4-year event. There was wildfires down when I the whole reason that Rams Chiefs
What,
game.
in January? But in January,
Just whenever. I mean, everything, it's just stuff dries out and catches on fire down there. I mean, it's not January
I
weather
think
in
it's just
California is not bad. It's like 60.
yeah, it's still gonna be dry.
Yeah,
The winds are gonna be crazy.
that's what it
That's really
is.
all it is just the winds are just causing it to go get buck wild out there.
Yes, they get like a really good like rainy season and everything blooms and it's beautiful and gorgeous and the wildflower bloom and blah 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 and then all that stuff dries out and then catches fire and yeah, it just spreads so quick, and yeah, it sucks for a lot of people. It's bad, but I've been seeing pictures of it
Hmm,
and stuff. It's pretty crazy.
it's wild.
Yeah,
But they also talk a whole lot of shit on us when a tornado hits us. So anyway, let's get back to the football. Um,
yeah. Well, Tornado Valley's moving away from us,
let's
motherfuckers.
yeah.
So
What's up? Uh, so you have Rams. I think I'm gonna have Rams too. I don't
yeah,
think the Vikings are gonna get this one. I think that will be a huge conversation
I don't think it's gonna be much of a
about what happened to the
conversation.
Vikings at the end of
I
the
think they're
year.
probably gonna just look exactly the same as they did last week, and kind of just everyone's gonna be like,
Like,
oh,
well, they're not that good. They're not that
yeah,
good against good teams.
yeah,
Um, I just feel like, yeah, I feel like the Vikings are not. I did just the conversation is just going to be about what happened. Where did it go? They had this magic throughout the middle of the year, you know, and then it was just snuffed out,
yeah,
right there at the last 2 3 weeks. Um, but I do think the Rams have that one. Uh, that would make it Lions, Commanders, and then Rams, Eagles. I'd rather play the Rams. I think the Rams Eagles game would be a good game, but
yeah.
um,
I think
who,
if it'll be interesting if the whoever I think if Vikings get a home field advantage too, though, if they can get if Minnesota fans show out, might be a different
who?
game too. But either way, I think that it's gonna be Bucks, Eagles, and uh, yeah, Rams, Lions.
I think most people who bought tickets to the Rams playoff game live in and around LA,
Yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
Arizona is going to be a lot closer. So while Vikings fans could show out, I still don't see anybody from Minnesota going down to Arizona last minute, within a couple days notice.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know.
So you said you had the Bills winning and the Chargers winning and the Ravens winning. and that would make the divisional round the Bills and the Ravens and the Chargers and the Chiefs. Do you think you have that game?
Against the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I well, it's I mean no matter what we play the I guess unless the Steelers win, if the Steelers beat the Ravens and the Bills win, then we play the Steelers. But so 2 out of 3 chance we're playing. Well, I guess if the Texans win, I don't know. I don't really think the Texans are gonna win though. But um, I
Oh
think we're
man.
pretty good chance we're playing a divisional rival. It seems no matter what.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting. But I think we beat either of them. Yeah, especially at home. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I Broncos, if they beat the Bills, I would be more worried about.
Are you worried about any playoff teams this year?
Oh, we gotta talk about this again. Yeah, I mean, the Ravens, the Bills, uh, the
You really aren't going into this with the sort of confidence of being like we always beat the Bills in the playoffs.
I, I want to, but I don't know. I just think with the way that the we've been winning close games this year, it's hard to. If we would have had one more week of seeing everyone healthy, like week 18, and the offense playing, you know, against the Broncos, then I would be a little bit more confident. But um, I mean, we have been looking better for sure, like towards the end of the year. And I
Hmm.
think everyone's healthy. A lot of stuff with the beginning of the year. I mean, we lost Rasheed Rice in week 3. We lost Pacheco not long after that. Um, so I think we didn't get Deshaun Watson until what week? Till the trade deadline, right?
Deshaun Watson?
Or sorry, D Hop.
Yeah. Well, you had Rasheed Rice until then, and Xavier Worthy's been healthy all year, right?
Yeah,
I mean, they've had decent wide receivers, and they still had Kelsey, but he had a down year.
yeah. Kelsey didn't
Uh,
have a down year.
he had probably the worst year he had as a professional. He's going to retire, um, and it's just it's Jover for him.
It's Jover.
Uh,
Let me see. Let's see. I get.
no, he had a fine year. He broke the Tony Gonzalez record, right?
Yeah. He had 800 yards, 823 yards, and I mean 3 touchdowns. But let's see. I'm curious. Let's see. What is that? Where's that rank? Let's go to stats. It is actually it is his worst year he's had statistically.
Hmm. What
His
are the
rookie
chances?
his rookie year he had 862 yards and 5 touchdowns. He had 823 yards and 3 touchdowns. But he had
Damn.
and he had more receptions. He had 97. He just really, yeah, honestly, he's averaged 8.5 yards per catch is really. I mean, he had 97 catches though. So I mean, he just we the way that the Chiefs have played this year has just been like so dink and dunk. But I don't think he had
Yeah,
a.
they've been using him more as a distraction than an actual target.
Well, we've been targeting him, but we're not targeting like we're targeting him for like a 4 yard gain, and then he's immediately getting down.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I don't think he had a bad year. I wouldn't
I
look
would,
at how he played when I look at the games and like Travis Kelsey he didn't have a bad year. He just yeah he wasn't as explosive or he wasn't utilized the same way. Because
I
I mean, he
think
had he had just as many targets as he's had his last 4 years. It's just 4 less yards per catch.
I think the Chiefs are cooked,
Yeah.
and I think that they're going to be one and done when
So,
they get blown out
so you think we get?
by the Broncos.
Oh, that's
And
the there
it's
it
going to
is.
be It's going to be 38-0, part two.
Part two. Oh
Yeah.
no, just the other way around.
Just the other.
Do you
Uh,
imagine? Oh man.
man, what
No,
if the
but
Chiefs just came in and just blew out the Broncos in the playoffs?
realistically, we're playing the Chargers, in my opinion.
Most likely, yeah. But
I
I'm rooting for the Broncos because
I
I
know.
just feel like they've been my dark horse this
Yeah,
year. After
that's
this week, we're not gonna have to hear about it again.
yeah.
So,
Well,
uh,
yeah,
or we might.
yeah. Who
So,
knows?
I think the Bills. I don't know. I do think that they're really good. I think they want it more, you know. But the Broncos, I think, still have a lot to prove. I think this entire season they've been playing with a chip on their shoulder, you know.
Yeah,
Uh, but I was like, going into this year, knowing Sean Payton and what he did with Drew Brees, and knowing how seeing tape on Bo Nix and how he is a check down quarterback who loves dumping it off, short passes, screen passes, not huge gains, that kind of just chip it
him.
off and eventually the huge breakout,
I was gonna say him
you
and Judy
know?
have been connecting on some deep balls, haven't they?
Yeah. I was gonna say, no, Judy's in Cleveland.
Oh, Cleveland. That's right.
Uh,
I'm high.
and I think it might be Cortland Sutton,
Sutton. That might be who I'm thinking of.
but I just think, well, Nick's throws downfield. It's not like he's just true Alex Smith. I don't pass downfield, style play. He does throw it downfield, but Sean Payton really likes an accurate short yardage quarterback, and that's
Yeah,
what Bo Nix excels at.
yeah,
Um, I knew that though there was going to be PPR monsters on that team,
yeah,
and there were a few. So,
yeah.
um,
But
I
yeah,
do think that the Broncos may want it more. I think they play with a chip on their shoulder, and the Bills may be going into this overconfident. Oh, but we've already talked about all this.
yeah. You're saying Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Chargers, and then
Yeah.
you're saying Broncos blow out the Chiefs. Uh, who do you think Ravens beat the Chargers?
Um, I don't think that Broncos blow out the Chiefs. I do think the Chiefs walk into that game. I want them to beat the Bills, just to prove that hey, we got it. We're going to be a threat next
Oh, so
year.
you don't want the
You know,
Broncos to win?
I want them to beat the Bills, but I don't want them to beat the Chiefs. I think it would be a lot
Oh,
funnier
I see what
if
you're saying.
Chiefs in with their starters and straight up said, "Hey, settle down, son. You know, Daddy's home." So I do think that the Chiefs win. If the Chiefs lose, I want it to be in the AFC playoff game.
To the
But
Ravens or the Chargers?
the Chargers would be crazy
I mean, if,
if
if
the Chiefs have to play all of their divisional opponents like some sort of like crazy like
to talk about people talking
RP
about
or
asterisks on seasons, if the Chiefs walked into the Super Bowl with like, imagine the Chiefs. Oh my God, imagine the Chiefs walking to the Super Bowl against like it's gonna be some crazy like the Buccaneers, but they're like just so beat down, So it's Chiefs Bucks again though, and
I
just
want to be Chiefs Eagles so bad.
and it's a three-peat with that, man, you'd be so mad. Everyone would be so mad. Everyone talk about asterisk. They'd be like, "Oh, you had to play two divisional opponents on the way in. Like you play them twice a year. Of course you're gonna beat them."
If they played two divisional opponents on the way in and it was just the easiest Super Bowl win ever, I would be so
Like
mad,
it's the Super
dude.
Bowl Bucks. It's the last Super Bowl. It's the last Bucks
Do
Chiefs,
you
but
feel like
the other way
do you
around.
feel like as a Chiefs fan, do you feel like you earned it?
Yeah, absolutely. You
That's
beat
bullshit.
you beat
You should
two.
be ashamed of
You
yourself.
beat a team that beat the Ravens, and you beat a team that beat the Bills. Like it's not.
But you didn't play the Ravens or the Bills. Maybe they had an off day.
Well, they shouldn't have.
They
I mean, come on now.
Yeah. They're professionals. They shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
sorry, it's the
I would
playoffs. It's the way it
I would like
works.
to see the Broncos beat the Bills, but if the Chiefs lose to anybody, I think the teams that are going to want it the most will be the Chargers and the Bills. So if Broncos don't beat the Bills,
Oh,
I think that's the
No,
that's their Achilles heel.
The Ravens will want it too. The Ravens might want it more. A lot of the Ravens players were mad after that week one loss for some reason. Like
Uh,
they lost by a toe, and they were like just like fuck the Chiefs, motherfucker. You know, it's just like damn.
yeah, but I think Andy Reid out schemes Harbaugh.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not too worried about them. I think consistently the Chiefs have proven that they're better than the Ravens. I
yeah,
think the Bills are the one team that really puts up a fight against the Chiefs,
yeah.
and they're going to straight up
They
make one
always
of
get
them.
us in the regular
Yeah.
season. I'm
Um,
telling you though, but the crazy thing is just really what's realistically happening is like Mahomes was getting calibrated all year, and he started fine tuning it in, and then he's just been in the shop. They've been just tweaking it
well,
perfectly.
yeah,
His deep ball accuracy is just gonna. It's him and Worthy are just gonna
yeah,
start connecting over the top like 3 times a game. You know, but Worthy's gonna have a hat trick every playoff game.
it's the preseason for them. It's the regular season of the
Yeah,
preseason for the
we're ready
Chiefs.
to go. Yeah, we're
That's
ready
what
to
they were
go
doing
now.
was they've been tweaking everything all
So
year.
sorry, everybody in the AFC. You know, so your worst nightmare is the Bucks. That's the only team you're fine getting to the AFC Championship against the Lions
Um,
or
yeah,
NFC. Sorry, NFC Championship. I'm high.
I'm not as worried about the Lions. I do think that Sirianni out schemes Campbell. Um, I think he's a better risk
Yeah,
taker than Campbell is.
Lions are looking crazy this year though.
Huh?
I said they're looking
What was
crazy this year.
Yeah, but I'm not yeah. Like I said, I just think Sirianni out schemes them. I think he just knows better.
Like
He's a better risk taker.
if the Chiefs make it to the Super Bowl, I'm happy. So I don't care if we lose to the Lions. I mean, honestly, I'd be upset more losing to the Eagles, but
Oh, I'd be so psyched if the Eagles beat the Chiefs in the
yeah,
Super Bowl.
only because I know you. That's the only reason I'd be upset. Because otherwise, I'd be like, oh, we still made it to the Super Bowl. And hey, a
I
team.
would just
I
I would
usually
be
root
like
for the Eagles otherwise. So
I know it's getting kind of late, but like if our favorite teams make it to the Super Bowl, we have to go.
yeah, okay,
We have to go now.
yeah,
We haven't got a month to
yeah.
save up a few
Oh yeah,
$1,000s.
yeah. It won't be bad. Yeah, only like 6 grand for one ticket and hotel room and getting there.
Well, we'll just start a Bitcoin or whatever.
Yeah, we just have we have to have a gracious viewer that's gonna. Oh yeah, we'll just do it live. Yeah, we'll get on fucking like where they. It isn't literally called like rug pull something. I don't know.
Yeah, ADP rug pulls.
Where that? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll just call it. Yeah, make two thousand
Um,
dollars. Say thank you. Do it 3 more times. Turn off your phone.
for so who are the top 10? It's locked in for the draft this coming season.
Yeah. Let me see.
Do you know who the top 10 teams are that are picking?
Do you want me to like? Are you asking me to look, or are you saying oh,
I'm
this?
pulling it up.
Um,
Eagles for fun.
here we go. Got it. So Titans, Browns, Giants, Pats. Oh yeah, they were saying I saw a little thing about that where it was like the first game of the year if the it was the Bengals losing to the Patriots. And if the Patriots would have won that or lost that game, then they would still have the number one pick and the Bengals would be in the playoffs.
Man,
Kind of crazy.
that's true.
Kind of wild.
Uh, what do you think the Raiders are going to do?
The Raiders,
They
I
are
don't.
the only they're pick number 6.
They don't have.
Do you think they're going to trade up for a quarterback or do you think they're just going to stay there?
Okay, what do they got? They got best available. They got if everyone takes best available, they got edge rushers.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounded like I don't think anyone's gonna take Shador, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't think anyone
Oh,
really.
really? You're kidding. You don't think the Titans or the Browns
Maybe
or the Giants are going to
definitely not the
Shador? bro, teams are gonna trade up for him.
I don't think. I don't know. I guess he wants to go to the Giants. So people are saying he's wearing like New York Giant cleats. And Malik Neighbors was like, no comment. But, I don't know.
I mean, that would be that would you pick up Shadur in fantasy?
If he goes to the Giants, like the same way I picked up,
Yeah,
uh, the same way I picked up Jane Daniels. Yeah, absolutely. Like late, like last
Jay
pick.
Daniels. Okay. Man, that was what a crazy pickup. I told you to do that. I put you on that. I'm the best.
Oh shit.
Uh, I should have done it myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I
stop
never.
telling people my fantasy stuff
It's
next year.
not
I'm just
like
gonna
it.
do that
It's not like it won me anything.
myself. You got to the playoffs.
Yeah, I lost to the winner, and he literally, man, he had such a crazy run, so I can't be mad. Like, it's not like
Wait, you lost to who?
Sky, and it's not like
Oh, he won the whole thing. Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, um, we have our playoff teams locked in. Uh, we is there anything other football stuff related?
Yeah, I watched that football movie. It was, I'm telling you,
Oh
you
yeah.
got to start doing it.
Tell me about.
I think it'd be
Yeah.
fun to do it once a week, like, or however often we do the stream, but to like, watch a movie and then like a football movie and then just like kind of go over it, you know. There wasn't much. I watched the Hallmark movie, Touchdown, or a Holiday Touchdown. Oh man,
Mhm.
it's pretty. I don't know. I mean, it's a Hallmark movie, so basically, it's just
All
like
right. I've never seen it.
yeah.
So, can I guess the plot?
Go ahead.
Okay. This movie, what was it, a touchdown Christmas?
No, a Holiday Touchdown, a love story, but it is based around
Holiday
Christmas.
touchdown. I figured the word holiday rarely means Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Um, so I would guess that this movie is a young woman who's I'm gonna go real stereotypical. She's successful, but wants to move back to her hometown for whatever fucking reason. Something happened,
Do you want me to just
and
stop you if you're wrong, or do you want me to just let you?
yeah, am I way
You're
off?
you're you're wrong already. Yeah.
Wow, hit me with the good shit then. What
She,
is it?
it's her the woman. I'll start you off, and then you can continue still. She is her family. She lives in Independence, Missouri, and her family runs a Chiefs merchandise, like memorabilia merchandise store.
Does the NFL know about this?
Yes,
Oh, so they have permission to do this.
I assume because they use the Kansas City Chiefs official like and like
I,
yeah.
I don't mean I don't mean the movie crew. I figure that they do. I
Oh
meant the in the universe.
yes.
Is the NFL aware that this family is selling off-brand
No, I
merchandise?
don't think they're selling off-brand. I'm sure they're selling
It's
official.
on brand and they have an agreement.
Well, they're
Okay.
they're like a sports memorabilia shop, like signed jerseys and like and then official merchandise and stuff. But they have like they're just kind of like a Chiefs.
Okay. So it's a
Yeah,
collectible shop. It's a okay, okay.
yeah.
I
It's
thought
like
it was a hey, we got a whole bunch of jerseys back here if you want one. We can't put
no,
them
no,
on
no,
display out here,
no. They
but
they have official Chiefs merchandise. Like most places around. I mean, they do the same thing here, like like Rally House and stuff like that. Like they
hmm.
sell official NFL merchandising. Yeah, it's a legit store.
Hmm. Okay, okay. Um And I guess I'm assuming that there's going to be this girl. She lives in Independence, Missouri. Oh, sells on brand, allegedly merchandise. Um, and no, go ahead. Go. I'm
Go.
assuming that she's going to meet Travis Kelsey. No, she's going to meet a player,
No.
some
No.
downtrodden
Okay,
walk
I'll
on.
just okay. So she meets. she meet the guy, the love interest is a he is a the chief of or the director, the Chiefs fan engagement director.
Oh, so it's his job to go out and be like, "Hey, do you
Yeah.
like the Chiefs?"
And so he's new in town. He wasn't like he wasn't in the area. He wasn't a Chiefs fan, I guess. I don't know if he was like, or he was a Chiefs fan, but not like really a football fan. And
I just want to say this guy's job sounds like it could be replaced by AI.
yeah. Well, anyways, so they actually probably anyways they
Do you like the Chiefs? Well, just scan the QR code and go to the website.
no. So he basically his coworkers tell him like you need to go check out barbecue, like you need to go eat Kansas City barbecue. I did keep a counter. They mentioned Kansas City barbecue only 9 times in the hour and a half. I kind of got lost in the middle of the movie. I'm not gonna lie, it got kind of boring to me, but I toughed through it
You
to
gotta
look.
pay attention. That's whenever all the good shit is happening.
Yeah. So basically, storyline. So they tell him you need to go eat some barbecue. He goes and eats barbecue. Love interest, parents and grandparents and stuff. Her aunt
Conflict resolved.
runs the local barbecue spot called Nick and Nora's. Imaginary doesn't exist. Um,
Wait. I have a question about Nick and Nora's. What's the
no, Nick and
jukebox like?
Norma's. Sorry, Nick and Norma's.
Oh, okay. Nick and
I
Norma's
think.
Infinite Barbecue
Yeah,
Place.
yeah. And so he goes there and he tries the platter, and they're like, "Oh, welcome to town," and "Oh, you're so handsome." Because they're like, "Oh, we know everyone around here," and they're like, "You're Nick and Norma's newbie," you know. And then the daughter comes in and introduces him, like, "Why don't you help him out?" They don't know he's a fan director at this point, or a fan engagement director. So she's like, it's a little meet cute. She's taking him around, putting up holiday decorations, and they have some, banter, whatnot, and then uh,
They're flirty.
she tells, yeah, they're flirting, getting along, and then she comes back and they're like, oh, do you want anything from the store? Why don't you buy something? Buy some Chiefs gear. And he's like, oh, what about that hat? And they're like, it's this vintage Chiefs hat that's in this. This is what the movie's based around. It's this vintage Chiefs hat that's in this container, and you never would have guessed this. Uh, and it's like the magical hat that as long as one of their family members wears it on Christmas, they win the Super Bowl or they go to the Super Bowl. The Chiefs
Oh,
do.
okay. I was about to like they went through, so they never
The
wore
Chiefs.
it until
No,
just like
so
recently.
they had rules for it. That or they talked about it. That what happened was they got it on Christmas of the first Super Bowl that they won on Super Bowl two, and probably fake fan on that. Sorry. Um, and
Oh, it was yeah, I think it was the second one.
I think it was, but they they wore the hat on Christmas. They got it from a Santa, and they're like, here's some holiday magic for you." And they wore it, and the Chiefs started winning, and then they went to the Super Bowl, and they won the Super Bowl, and then somebody accidentally sold it on the next the on during the off season in the store because they still had the store, and then they they said then it went missing for all that time until 2019, and then the hat showed up at the store, and they wore it. But then he said, "Well, you guys, what happened when you lost in 2020 and then 2021 when you didn't go?" And they're like, "Oh, well, it only gets us to the Super Bowl. You got to leave something up to the players, right? Ha ha ha." And they're all just like super into it and like they're going around as a family, telling the story, and then they forgot to wear it or they didn't wear it in 2021 because you find out later in the movie they don't tell you. They just say, "Oh, they didn't wear it," but it turns out that it's from her grandpa was in the hospital with a heart attack. And
It
anyways,
wasn't a heart attack. It was COVID.
yeah, COVID, yeah. And
It was COVID. Yeah, don't let them change the narrative now.
so he's like he's like, oh, cool story, like, obviously, like, you guys you're crazy if you actually believe that, like, that's insane. And she's all,
Well, I mean, if it's accurate and it's been doing it this whole time, I mean, that sounds like it's batting 1,000. I would
well,
start believing it.
yeah, but you, if a family just told you that that was happening, like, they're
I'd be
like,
like, "Wear it this year. Wear it this year. We're
that's
gonna see."
yeah, and that comes up, that's the whole, so basically,
MacGuffin, that's the whole thing, yeah.
yeah,
Like, now
so
yeah, now you have you're gonna have to watch the Chiefs win another Super Bowl,
no, it
okay? And this
doesn't.
is
It doesn't go to that. Actually, that's part of it. Is that so? Anyway, so she gets all upset. She's like not into him anymore because he doesn't believe in fate, and her family was brought together by that Christmas or by that Super Bowl, and they've been season ticket
yeah,
holders in every stadium for. They're like, they're lifelong Chiefs fans from like the day. They're like, and they're up for NFL Fan of the Year or Chiefs fan, Kansas City Chiefs Fan of the Year, and they don't
it's
know that he's
I'm
a
just
fan
saying,
director. He gets assigned to them.
he's he's okay, let me interrupt you, I'm sorry, I keep doing this, but I just wanna say, he needs to have some sort of, like, expectation of other people that there's not everyone's gonna buy into this story every time she tells it, you
Oh
know?
no,
And so
absolutely. She's very
if he's just like, "I
unreasonable.
don't believe in that shit," she can't just be like, just like, "No, dude, you have to understand, you sound like a crazy person."
Yeah. Yeah, and so he ends up being the fan. He's the fan director. He gets assigned their case. There's two other cases for Kansas City Chiefs Fan of the Year. That one is Patrick Mahomes. So they little sprinkle in some jokes about Patrick Mahomes throughout the movie. And then the other is like this, just just a Christmas house, like Christmas lights. They just do crazy Christmas lights every year. And the family with their hat that wins Super Bowls. I wonder who's going to win. Um, and
Mhm.
so they go out and they're like, oh, we don't even care about fan of the year. We just like the story so much that let's feature them for Christmas against the big bads, the Philadelphia Eagles. Um,
Bad guy?
yeah, you guys are the Christmas game baddies. Um, and so basically, long story short, they do get to, so because he goes in to interview them, and so they start hanging out, and she apologizes, and, they're kind of talking, and, she's, the will they, won't they is going on for a while, and he's like, I'm just here for business, but I'm slowly starting to hang out with your family more and more, and, like he comes over and bakes gingerbread houses with them for a contest that they're setting up, like the Chiefs are setting up, they're sponsoring a gingerbread house contest at the barbecue shop. So he's there to help them bake and all that stuff to get them touching and involved. And um, they get through all that, and it comes to they they show them, they're talking about it. By the way, the teams, I wrote it down. I'm just gonna go off of memory though. I think we're 8-3,
Mm.
and they said, and they're talking about being 8-3, and they're playing. Uh, they're like, "Wow, what a sack!" and they cut to the TV, or not, "Wow, what a nice sack!" and they cut to the TV, and it's like a wide receiver catching the football out of bounds, and then it's like they cut again to, like, this is the only football they show. They cut again, and it's like to other like to the second quarter, and it's like they're like, oh, and it's like Tyreek Hill catching a pass. I think I'm pretty sure I wasn't pausing it to look to I think it was Tyreek Hill catching a pass. So it was like really old Chiefs footage anyways, but we were like 8-3, and then they were like, oh no, if the Browns, the Dolphins, and the Bills, I think, all win next week, then the Christmas game's gonna be a winner, since we lost this week. So we're 8-4, and they're like, if because we lost, if we don't win against the Eagles on Christmas, we don't make the playoffs. And so, that's, you're the big bad then. And so they end up losing. They go and they take the hat to this, like, or they go to a Christmas game or a Christmas party together, to introduce the fan of the years to everybody, and then to announce the winner. And they end up. He takes them out to the empty field, and they make out. There's some cameos. McCole Hardman is wearing his 3 rings. Trey Smith has a cameo wearing his 2 rings. Christian Okoye had a cameo where he's just like smiling, just like buying stuff, and he's like, "Can you gift wrap these?" And then just is like smiling for like 4 seconds, like everyone's supposed to go, "Oh, it's Christian Okoye." Um,
Nice.
Andy Reid has a little thing cameo at the end of it where he's like, "You guys got to get off the field. We got a game to
Is he
play.
like, "Oh, damn, I was hoping it was gonna be like he was like Santa Claus or some shit."
No, nothing about cheeseburgers either. Made me
Uh,
sad. But Donna Kelsey's in it. Mama Kelsey. She just has a couple lines. She's the manager at the barbecue joint.
oh,
Um,
that's fun. I was
yeah.
hoping she was just gonna be like a random customer that was just like, "My steak is dry. Would you mind?"
No,
And that
no.
was oh,
Sh
that was
Yeah,
Mama Kelsey.
that
She
was Mama Kelsey. Look, she's wearing the split jersey now. She was just wearing Chiefs stuff the entire time too. She wasn't wearing any split stuff. Um,
that's trash, dude. You have another son, and he's a good guy on a good team,
Yeah,
lady.
this is a Chiefs movie though,
What?
sorry.
What
But
are
so
you
they go to the
planner?
Christmas party, they make out, they're dating. Then they go, this is the stupidest thing ever. They go to a food drive and they show it later, but they go to like a or toy drive for kids because she's fan of the year and they bring the hat and it's like sitting on just it's on a football just like on the over the top of the football, like it's being worn by the football and they're talking and someone's like, "Oh, can I hold it?" And she's like, "Oh, nobody but me can hold it, and our family doesn't like anyone else to hold it or wear it." And then she puts it down. Everyone's looking at their phones because the Dolphins, the Browns, and or maybe it was the Bengals. I can't remember, but the third team, but they all won their game. So now the Christmas game is a playoff game and or a winner get in game, and then she turns around and the hat's gone. Drama. You think she goes immediately like, "Hey, I this was literally 2 seconds ago. Everyone stop. The hat's gone." No, she literally goes around the table and starts looking under things like she might have placed it there. She's just like,
Mm,
is it under my, is it under here? Oh, is it under this toy? Oh my gosh, where is it? Just this, like, literally 2 seconds.
mm.
But anyways, they lose it, and she's she's having thoughts about him again. Eventually, she has her doubts again towards the end of the movie. And even though he's like a super sweet guy, he's like he can cook. He's like cleaning, helping them clean up. He buys her family's original season tickets from the first Chief Stadium from like whatever it was called. Um, I can't remember the name of the stadium when I'm high, but um, like
Wow.
he
Fake
bought
fan.
yeah, honestly he bought them. I'm not good at history stuff. I never really like looked much into it. I'm more of a now guy.
I believe that all sports nerds are closet history
I'm
nerds.
not a sports nerd. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not like a huge
Mm.
huge sports nerd. I mean, I'm like a Chiefs fanatic, but I wouldn't say fanatic, but
Yeah, I was about to say there's a certain line.
yeah.
A guy set a barrier, like a
No.
bar to clear, if you want to prove to be a Chiefs fanatic.
I'm like a current Chiefs fan. Like I know a lot about like the current Chiefs, but like, you know, do I know a lot about like
I mean,
1990s Chiefs? No.
I couldn't tell you shit about the '70s Eagles.
I don't know
You
shit.
know,
I don't know shit about like a lot of pre 2006 Chiefs, honestly. Even 2006 to 2010 is a little bit like, you know,
it's a
I,
little murky.
yeah, I know. I can't remember
Well,
exactly when Jamal Charles left. I can't tell you exactly what year that was. Was that 11,
I want
12?
to say that was like
Was
2016,
it 16?
2015 area. Yeah, because 2014 was his big year. Um, because we were playing fantasy by
Yeah,
then,
see, it's all a blur.
and and he had that was his big year, and he kept getting hurt those last couple of years, and they started leaning on
Kareem.
Spencer
Well,
Ware and
we had Kareem in 2017.
Chardavius Ward,
Yeah,
huh?
well, I said we had Kareem in 2017.
Yeah, they had a season where they split
So
backs
that would be
between
20.
Chardavius Ward and
Yeah,
Spencer Ware.
yeah,
You remember that?
yeah, Shark.
Yeah. Uh, and then that's the next year they got Kareem Hunt, and then he assaulted that woman,
Yeah,
and they got rid of him, and they got the Clydesdale, and he's playing for somebody now. I want to say he's a Saint?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so oh, the Chiefs memorabilia shop they did
Yeah,
have.
maybe the Saint.
They had like a, they were like, oh look, we're real fans. We have a Lynn Dawson signed jersey. A game. They had the Lynn Dawson game jersey. And then they had that up next to Willie Roaf signed jersey, which that's when I got my dad when I got that Chiefs blind
Hmm.
box. Speaking of, I downloaded both the Broncos and the Eagles apps. They don't do anything like that. It's disappointing. Other teams just aren't as cool, huh?
Maybe we're just not as dorky.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. Like a signed jersey for
You
like
have
a
an app?
hundred, for like 100. No, the Eagles have an app and the Broncos have an app too. The Kansas City Chiefs does like, they do auctions off of like with not just like the Broncos and the Eagles do auctions through
Maybe
NFL
Chiefs
auctions.
recognize that their fans really need the money, the help.
Yeah, maybe their market does. Like we're a low market team,
Mm.
you know?
Mm. Like, you know what those country people like? They like auctions.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, movie wise, really those that was the only football they showed was those two of them watching the game, and then they basically what happens is she ends up going like, oh well, it's not about the hat, blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter that it's gone. It's all about us being family. And she like gives like a speech before the game, like, because they want to see the hat. And she's like, we don't have it, but it doesn't matter because it was never about the hat. It was about just us believing. And then he set up like every fan to have a replica of that hat, like underneath their, so they were like, everyone look under your um, seat for Chiefs Christmas surprise, and they all pulled out the hat, and everyone's like, oh, hi, we're, blah 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 blah, and they don't say who wins the game, but oh, maybe they did. I can't remember though. I wasn't. It was getting rough there, and they end up like just, oh, Santa had the hat and he gave it back to him, and then it's like, oh, it's the same Santa from that gave it to them when he was like 20. So
Santa's a Chiefs fan?
yeah, Santa's a Chiefs fan,
That's
and then
bullshit.
yeah, sorry, bud. That's what he says. He said he gives it back to him, and he's like, "Go Chiefs," and then he leaves. And then yeah, and
He
then
was like, "Yeah, yeah, I know that you guys have this really neat hat, but for the 2000s, I'm gonna be giving a Patriots hat to some kid on the other side of the country. So
yeah,
just know that
yeah. Sorry, you guys lost your hat, like, so I had to give out another hat. What was I supposed to do? There's
every 10 years they lose one. In the 90s, I had to give a kid a Cowboys hat. In the 80s, I had to give a kid a 49ers hat.
no. Santa was just always a Chiefs fan. He gave it to him once, and he didn't have the power to do it again. And it finally he had to use all of his magic to get it back to them.
Man, so just so you know,
That's why that's
Santa has way more magic than that.
no,
Didn't use all of his magic. This was very easy. He's been lying to you.
no,
He's like Snoop Dogg, dude. He's a fan of every team. That's why
no,
we like him so much.
no. No, the Eagles do not like Santa. The Eagles hate Santa. That's
Well, that's
that's
because he broke our hearts. We found that out about
that's
him.
proven. That's proven.
It's we have a beef with Santa Claus.
You guys throw things at Santa.
Well, you know what? Maybe he could come out whenever it's warm. Doesn't have to be negative 10 degrees every time he shows up.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia. What are you talking about?
It's never sunny in Philadelphia.
They did a um they did a Abbott Elementary cameo. It was pretty funny.
Wait, who?
The It's Always Sunny cast. They did a crossover episode with Abbott Elementary where they,
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard about that.
yeah, they're like they're
Man, I haven't
volunteers.
watched Sunny in years, dude.
They're like court volunteered to court sanctioned.
Yeah, they have to be there
Yeah,
because it's legally mandated
yeah.
that
I
they
don't
be
I don't want
there.
to spoil it for anyone who might watch later.
I
Just want
may wind up watching it at some point. I'm sure it's very funny.
yeah.
Uh, like I said, I just haven't watched Sunny in a couple years. It's just not accessible to me. Um, I don't even know what app streaming service it's on.
Hulu.
You know, yeah, I don't have. I haven't had Hulu in years.
Yeah.
Um, but whatever. I'll get around to catching up at some point. You know, I haven't even caught up on South Park yet. Last I heard, he got a weed farm.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't know what it. They were writing that storyline for a while, so I don't know if I think
Yeah,
he's had it for a long. I think he's never
he's
stopped having
had
it.
it for a long time,
Yeah,
and I have just not been paying attention.
I've seen some episodes past when he got it, like, but I mean, yeah, I know I've seen a lot of episodes where it's just been casually mentioned that he has a weed farm, like it's always like a,
Mm.
you know,
It's always a thing.
yeah,
Integrity Farms,
yeah,
but I don't know. I don't really watch South Park anymore. I don't really watch Always Sunny. I just need to go back to watching that stuff. I don't know.
yeah.
Well,
Well,
my computer is dying. I had to move into another room to plug it in. Is there anything else football related? That was a very good job reviewing that movie, by the way. You didn't say if it was any good, by the way. You
no,
just said
I
the
that's the plot.
if
Yeah,
you gave that movie, if you were to give that movie a score between 0 and 10, 0 being garbage, poo-poo water coming out of a butt, and 10 being an actual masterpiece. An actual real life. This is a magnum opus. Somebody worked really hard on
like
this. Where would you rank it?
I'm not gonna give it like a low score because it was well produced. It was, it was some notable actors in it. I recognized a couple people.
You say notable actors, do you just mean those cameos by Chiefs players?
No, no, no. I don't know. I'm not good with names. Like, but Joey King's sister is the main actress. Um, like the family is two of the members. One of them is the guy. He's from the Drew Carey show. I can't remember his name. He's been in a lot of stuff too. Oh, he's the guy from. Have you seen Office Space?
Yes.
The neighbor,
Oh,
Bill something,
Dietrich,
right?
Bader.
Or
Dietrich Bader.
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It is a holiday touchdown, a Chiefs love story, right? That's the name
Yeah.
of this movie.
Mhm.
Okay. I do not know any of these people.
If you've seen, you recognize one of them.
I'm on the IMDb cast right now, Quentin. Oh, I've heard the name Abraham Ben Ruby, and he plays Santa.
Um, Diedrich Bader. You don't know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you didn't ever know anybody.
No,
So
I
yeah.
do know Dietrich Bader.
Oh.
He's doing a lot of the heavy lifting for me right now.
Yeah, Ed Begley Jr. You've probably seen him in some stuff. He was in Ghostbusters, 2016. He was in Pineapple Express. Uh, he's been in like, some small. I've seen him. He's been in like some smaller roles. Like I recognized him
I
from.
do recognize him.
Um,
Some people, all you got to do is just show up to work for a week and you get paid, you know? And that's kind of what this movie is.
I mean, it's a Hallmark movie. Yeah, I mean they're acting, but like yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're not bad. None of them are. There's
Yeah,
some
exactly.
there was some poor performances, and that Richard Reel guy. Like I recognize most of the family. I don't know like what he
Would
else.
you get a would you get a poster of a still from this movie?
No, absolutely not. Like I give it like a 6 or 7. Like it's palatable.
All right, fake fan.
What
Fake fan.
the cameos were cool to see.
Holiday
Um,
touchdown of Chiefs love story should be on your letterbox top 10 right now.
yeah. Yeah, it got a 6.4 out of 10 IMDb rating. I mean, that's about what I would give it. Yeah, sixers, like, I'd give it like a 6.5.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty mid. Like, yeah, it's a Hallmark movie. Like, it's not,
Yeah,
it's a Hallmark movie. Like,
but it's got a winning record. If 10 people saw this movie, the majority of them would say it's fine.
yeah, like it's not an awful movie. Like, it's well produced. It's, obviously like the production value's high on it. Like the sets look good. They have like authentic Chiefs stuff, like it has Chiefs cameos. So obviously like the Chiefs organization was somewhat invested in it. Like It's like the
It would have been
the
crazy if
director
they
fan
weren't.
engagement for the Chiefs. It's not like he's like, oh, I'm just a fan directment engagement. He's like, yes, for the Chiefs. You know.
I want to say that when you think about how this movie is just Chiefs propaganda meant to engage the fans, the guy who put proposition to this movie made himself the main character too.
Is he's the one that made the movie?
He's the one who said, "Hey, we should make a movie," and the director of fan engagement, which is also my position in the company,
No, I don't think
should
that.
be the main character.
No,
Should
that
be the
guy's.
job of the main guy.
Oh, I see what you're saying. That would be funny if he was
Hmm.
like, no, I think that they were just like, how can we get someone from the Chiefs organization involved with this woman? And they're like, oh, fan of the year, fan engagement.
Yeah.
Like we make him the director, so it's more, he's more of a.
Why would
It makes
anybody in the
him,
Chiefs give a shit about this person?
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
but they seem to know him too. The Chiefs player, they act like they know him. Like Trey Smith is like, oh, what up, Derek? Like, how's it going? And he's like, yo,
well, they have
Trey.
to. Imagine how awkward that would be if he was like, "Hey, I'm the director of fan engagement," and the Chiefs were like, "Who is this guy?"
Yeah, but I mean, like, I wouldn't have been surprised if he's just like, oh, hey, I'm Derek. I'm the director of fan engagement for the team. I'm new in town. I'm the director of fan engagement. I probably haven't went, and he'd probably be like, oh yeah, I've seen you around. Nice to finally meet you, or something like that. I'd be like, oh, okay. Like,
Hmm.
but like, I wouldn't expect like someone who that did surprise me a little bit. That like, he's the director of fan
Hmm.
engagement. I guess maybe doing stuff with the team, with the fans, though. Like that would involve probably pretty close communication with fan or the team as well, because you have to get them
Hmm.
roped into doing the stuff with the fans. But anyways,
Uh,
it
it
was
is good that
decent.
the Chiefs had a. It is good that the Chiefs had a hand in this because it'd be really funny if they didn't, and everything in this movie was kind of misspelled a little bit.
Well, I just the only thing that the oh and Trent Green uh, had a uh, had a
Oh, did Trent Green have a cameo
had a
too?
cameo. Yeah, I think that was it. Oh, George Karlaftis was and Clyde I think were on the field for the captain, like for the coin toss stuff. Like, so they didn't really like. I can't remember if they actually showed their faces. I wasn't paying enough attention. I saw them when they turned around, and I didn't feel like rewinding it. I know I saw Karloftis's number, and I think it was Clyde. But yeah, um, yeah, like I said, it was decent. I do want to watch. I saw a. My next one is that other football movie that I sent you the screenshot of. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Hmm.
But that one it says, "Don't you know who that is?" There's a scene I saw from. That's what makes me want to watch it. It was like, "Don't you know who that is? He's only the. It's like he's only the leading receiver in receiving yards, or that's not that's something I'm too high to remember. I can't even say it. It was so stupid. It was like some stupid, like football. Like it made no sense what she was saying. And his name is
Oh shit! Hey, I have good news. Eagles have one too. Ours is called Christmas on Call,
yeah. Your
and it looks like Donna Kelsey's in this one as well.
let's see, Messenger.
I hope that Donna Kelsey does more than just Eagles and Chiefs stuff, and she just starts making appearances in all of the NFL teams' Christmas movies.
Christmas in the
Tampa Bay has one. She
Spotlight.
just
That's
pops
what
as
it
a
is.
pirate.
Christmas in the Spotlight is supposed to be the Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift movie. A lifetime
Oh
movie
my
about a pop
god!
star and a football player falling in love. It's Bowen Sykes, a
But
blonde
does it
pop
have
star,
Travis Kelsey?
and Drew Gonzo Gonville, a wide receiver for the fictional Base Bearing Bombers. And he's like the leading wide receiver in touchdown yards or something.
Wow,
So it's supposed to be.
the leading receiver in touchdown yards. That's pretty good.
I can't. I
A
want
lot
to.
of touchdown yards.
I want to look up what it is now. Um, Christmas in the Spotlight.
What's going on?
I'm trying to find that line, but oh well, it's gonna be too hard. Eh, eh. But yeah, that's I don't have any other football stuff other than go
I don't
Chiefs.
either. I think we're all caught up on football stuff. We're gonna see how everything goes this weekend, and they'll reconvene next week.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds good. I think we kind of covered everything.
Fantastic. I think we did really good. I guess it's just bye everyone.